Rudy here, and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. Today, we're going to be working on our oil-based cooling system. So we have here a vat of oil that we are attempting to cool down to a very chilly temperature, too cold to swim in. We're doing this by setting up a heat exchange with the thermo nullifier chamber. So we have these metal tiles here. So the heat of the oil gets dispersed into the thermo nullifier chamber, which is very cold. Now, although our vat of oil will eventually cool down, we can actually make this system much more effective by building more temp shift plates within the thermo nullifier chamber to better distribute the thermal energy throughout the very cold hydrogen. We're going to need to make an exosuit checkpoint over here so our duplicants can work inside the thermo nullifier chamber. In order to do that, we're going to need to reorganize some of our ventilation pipes because things are starting to get messy. So I'm going to build a auxiliary oxygen tunnel over here so we can just reroute some ventilation pipes around and just make more room for everything. So let's begin the time lapse. And our auxiliary oxygen tunnel is now complete. So the pipes have been redirected up here, so this frees up this entire hallway for building other types of ventilation pipes that we're going to need for our exosuit dock. So let's make those exosuits now, then we're going to build an airlock so we can get back into our thermo nullifier chamber and do some tinkering and some work and finally fix our broken pipes. You know, Gavrillo, one of our builders, he's just so upset that the pipes failed. The pipes failed the colony, and he holds himself personally responsible, but I've told him not to worry about it. So, of course, we'll need our exosuit checkpoint, make sure it's pointing the right way. And I think perhaps 3 exosuit docks will suffice. So let's queue up 3 exosuits, or 3 atmosuits, I should say. So yeah, I wonder if they're going to add more types of exosuits in the future, because if it was only going to be the one exosuit, I figured they wouldn't make a distinction between atmosuit and exosuit. You know, maybe in the future we'll have more options to choose from. Alright, we're going to need to hook up some ventilation pipes here. Let's see, so we can hook up our these exosuits can be supplied by our same exosuit oxygen supply system. So I guess we'll just hook into here. And make a gas bridge. So, I mean, as I've said before, I don't want the exosuits to be supplied by my main oxygen from my electrolyzers because I'm sending this oxygen through a special cooling system, so it comes back out at, you know, 2 degrees Celsius, apparently. A very good temperature. Because the exosuits don't really care what temperature the oxygen is, so there's no need to pipe that oxygen into the exosuits. Well, so while that pipe work is being done, let's talk about the airlock we're going to set up here. So, of course, we'll need 2 doors, 2 mechanized airlocks, and we're going to maintain a vacuum in this airlock. The reason why we want a vacuum is so that the temperature cannot exchange between these 2 areas. Because, you know, we can't make a door out of abyssalite. We got to make it out of some type of metal, which is very thermally conductive and not awesome. So we'll just throw a gas pump in here. We'll make some pipes so we can pump the gas back into the thermo nullifier chamber. And we'll put a high pressure vent up here. As you can see, this high pressure vent has become overpressurized because it's partially submerged in liquid, which is what I was afraid was going to happen. So we'll build another high pressure vent and probably deconstruct that one. Alright, so I think we're all set. We just need to deliver our exosuits, and we will reclaim the Thermo nullifier chamber. How's our oil doing? Our oil is down to 23 degrees Celsius, but we should see an even quicker temperature drop once we build our thermal shift plates in here, which is our entire goal. Alright, we're just waiting for our exosuit delivery. If some industrious duplicant can come and do that, thank you very much. Let's see, we'll need to deconstruct these tiles here so we can actually get into the chamber. Excellent. Good job, Gavrillo. Alright, our airlock is now operational. So yeah, like I said before, this airlock will serve two purposes. Any hydrogen that escapes will get pumped back into the chamber, and also it'll maintain a vacuum so that there can be no thermal energy transfer between the outside and the inside. Okay, I guess we should make our temp shift plates now. So we have a rather large quantity of diamond with which we will make these temp shift plates out of. These diamonds are high in thermal conductivity and definitely not stolen. I mean, we could plaster the entire wall with temp shift plates, but we just don't have enough diamonds, so I think for now we'll sort of spread it around. We still have 6,700 units of diamond left. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Let's let the duplicants get to it then. Right then, so now we have this very cold vat of crude oil. So now we can construct our oil cooling system so we can cool down our power transformers, our water sieve, and other industrial equipment. But first, though, I'm going to need to reorganize the plumbing system of my colony to make things a bit easier to manage, because we're going to have a lot of pipes going back and forth. It's going to be a nightmare. The great plumbing rework has been complete, so what I've done is I'm taking all of the polluted water from my lavatories and rerouting it here to a main polluted water pipeline, so I get polluted water from the bowels of the map and also from up here, and they all come together for our water sieve, which I've moved down here. And then this will free up a lot of space for making our oil cooling system pipes, which is now what we are going to do. So we'll go into piping and, of course, plumbing. We will make our pipes out of abyssalite because we don't want our oil to have its temperature increased until it gets to the equipment that it's going to cool. So, yeah, we'll pipe it up here with abyssalite pipes. Then we're going to make some wolframite pipes because wolframite is thermally reactive. Now, wolframite is pretty rare, so we will use it sparingly. But we're going to, you know, sort of snake it around like a little radiator. And then we can switch back to abyssalite. And this will be the extent of our cooling system for now. In the future, we'll have the option of bridging over this pipe here and extending some more pipes around here. We might want to cool off this transformer, these exosuit docks, and some other stuff around here. We also have the option of moving our industrial area down here to make it easier to pipe the cooling oil down there. Or, I mean, we could just brute force it and pump all the cooling oil here anyway. It's not really important right now. I mean, our polymer press isn't overheating yet, so we don't need to worry about cooling it. But for now, let's get all this taken care of. So I guess all that's left to do now is to just build the thing. And voila, the system is complete. So I've hooked up a signal switch to one of these pumps here. Let's go into the automation overlay. So I can deactivate or activate any of these pumps at will without having to get into this chamber. There's sort of a command post over here that we can use. And we'll be able to, say, turn off this pump and drain out the entire cooling system, so when we want to make additions to it, we can deconstruct pipes without spilling oil all over the place and stuff like that. So it should work out pretty nicely. Oh, look at it go. Look at it go. It's going crazy. It's like a worm. Well, now we should see some cooling effect occurring. Already we can see this transformer is colder than its friends. If we look in our plumbing overlay, the oil is going out at 6.4 degrees Celsius and coming back at 13 degrees Celsius. So yeah, we are extracting a lot of heat from our base. Let's, I think it's time maybe we do a before and after to see how the heat changes over the course of a couple of cycles. Check out these battery banks. Well, it's been just 2 cycles, and already we can see a pretty significant difference in the heat of these batteries. Take a look at the before and after. And of course, the power transformers are well cooled down as well. In fact, this cooling may be a bit too effective. We're currently pumping 10 kilograms of crude oil through the pipe. Maybe we should build a valve to reduce that flow. I guess we'll keep an eye on it over the cycles, see how it does. And yeah, we have a lot of potential here. We can cool all of this stuff down. It's going to be great. Let's take a look at the duplicant thermal comfort overlay. So all of these areas that are dark are where duplicants are the most comfortable. Areas like this are where duplicants gain body heat. And here's where a duplicant will lose body heat. So yeah, duplicants prefer the areas that are dark. That's their most comfortable place to be. Our vat of oil is resting at 7.9 degrees Celsius. I feel like this oil vat just keeps on getting colder and colder. So much so that the oil might even freeze one day. Oil doesn't freeze until it gets down to minus 40 degrees Celsius, so that's a problem we don't need to worry about for a while. We could probably, if we need to, replace some of these metal tiles with a bisolite to prevent thermal exchange. Well, I do believe that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope to see you next time for more Oxygen Not Included.